Nice.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back into Fourth and Forever here on Roundtable Sports. We got a special guest, Mr. Joseph Dion 2.0 himself, filling in for Dan Mitchell. And we got me, Richie Malora, TD Finstock here live on Fourth and Forever, your daily NFL show on Roundtable Sports Network. Let's get into it. We have some breaking NFL news we're going to talk about regarding Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we'll get into the chat, talk all things you need to know. What's happening around the NFL? What's going on? It's the dead period. What's the latest trends and topics? We'll get into it right here. Joseph Dion, welcome to the show, my friend.
Man, you know, this is the perfect day to hop on because I saw the end of your last show. I was looking for the graphic. I didn't find it. But TD ranking St. Brown above Tyreek was fantastic. You know, just seeing how that played out. I know TD was on board
I
with
ranked
that.
St. Brown
well, as a collective, it happened, right? So I was like, okay, TD's putting a stamp of approval on this. So like, this is the perfect time.
He was hating on Amon-Ra, bro. You heard that?
No, I wouldn't. He just mid. It's okay.
Yeah, we saw how it ended up. So I was like, okay, you know, it was in his heart that this is how it has to work out.
The poll
I
vote.
Appreciate that.
You know.
Yeah, the poll was hating on TD.
Yeah, thank you. Like it was ridiculous. Like no respect for Waddle at all.
Every time I went to the poll, I was like, all right.
Now, the question is, were you voting in those polls?
I actually wasn't voting. I felt bad at the point. I was like, maybe I do need to get in there.
I was about to say, well, that's even worse. The fact that you didn't vote makes you look. Everybody's got to vote in the polls, man, including you. We need everybody. Every vote matters.
I was driving, man. You got to be safe.
Oh, okay. You get a pass if you're driving. You get a pass if you're driving. Well, TD, welcome back, man. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Ready to have some fun. I always have fun right here on Fourth and Forever. Thank you for those who are tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button, share the video, let your friends and family members know we are live. Let's get it.
We are live. Let's get it indeed. Now, let's sit straight into the chat first. Raymond, JD Jets, Lewis is in the chat. We appreciate you guys coming on in and supporting the show, the daily NFL show here on Roundtable Sports. Again, the dead period is now. Hit that like button right now. All right. And subscribe to the channel. As we always remind you guys, Aaron Rodgers announced this is officially his final year on the Pat McAfee show. All right, now you're like, oh, shocker. You know, the guy's old.
Hold on. Final year on the show or final year playing football?
Did I say the show?
Yeah, you said he announces his final years on the Pat McAfee show.
Well, I meant to say.
I know.
Well, I did say that. But what I meant was he... On the Pat McAfee show, he announced that this is his final season. Does that make more sense?
Aaron Rodgers, man, a career coming to a close. Will this be his final goodbye tour in the NFL? Can he do something special with the Pittsburgh Steelers? I'm going to be honest. He got a team. He got a defense. Mike Tomlin always make the playoffs. I've been a firm believer that all they need is that guy that can get them over the hump and win some of these playoff games. And I think that's Aaron Rodgers. I think they do something special this year.
How about you, Joseph Dion? What does the Aaron Rodgers effect do to you?
Yeah, I guess I'm a Rodgers hater, man. I think it's not going to do it. The weird thing is, though, this is an alliance thing. I actually want to see it. Like, I was excited when he went to the Jets. I'm excited to see him play again. It is a little bit sad in some ways that he's done. You know what I mean? But I don't think it's going to go great, to be honest, because what TD said, they have a defense. So there's an expectation like it's going to get to a certain spot. I'll be honest, man, that offense isn't great. I think the best thing they have going for him is they got a couple of veterans that are like, I feel like he'll build trust fast. So like Kenneth Gainwell. It's like they added him at running back. It's like, all right, he might eat a little bit. They got Robert Woods. That dude might eat a little bit. Like, those are the kind of dudes that'll gain connection. But they don't have, like, dogs, TD. Like, they don't have dogs anywhere on the offense to me. They're okay at running back. Their O-line's not that good. I'm concerned about that. That's what I'm concerned about. I feel like their ceiling is making the playoffs. That's it.
So you don't think there's a world where Aaron Rodgers turns back the clock that we thought he would with the Jets in the playoffs and stuff? We got to get there first, but the Steelers have never not had a winning record since Mike Tomlin arrived, and it would be pretty ironic if Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback to break that record. But what if – I don't know, man. I think as much as I hate to admit it with the Jets, it was a mess. Like, obviously, Rodgers deserves a lot of blame for the stuff that he did wrong with the Jets, but he tore his Achilles in the first 4 snaps. We were like, just traumatized. And then he tried to come back after it, and it was just a mess, firing coaches. So now that there's stability with the Pittsburgh Steelers, a winning organization, he's not trying to lift an organization like the Jets to new heights, to somewhere they haven't been before. With the Steelers, it's like, can you do what we've been doing and then help us get over the hump that we've been trying to get over for years? So, TD, is there a world where the Steelers, throughout the end of the season, get hot if Rodgers stays healthy, and you think that they can be a serious threat to go on a playoff run for a Super Bowl?
I totally believe that with Aaron Rodgers, they can, maybe go to an AFC Championship game. And let me say this, if they were to go to an AFC Championship game, even if they lost, I think Aaron Rodgers might give it one more go.
Nah.
Reaching that point, I think he might give it one more go.
If he's fully healthy all season and, plays really well, then yeah, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe it. But he brings what they've been missing. The Pittsburgh Steelers, that's all they've been missing. I'm sure they're going to do some work to maybe get one more weapon, a number 3 type receiver in the building or something like that to help out. But the Steelers, I could see 11 wins. I could see, winning a playoff game, maybe divisional round or even a championship round if the defense, does what they need to do.
Now, Jets Media Day, my yearly event, is Jets Steelers week 1. I mean, can you imagine a better game to be at if you're a Jets fan? If you are a Jets fan or even a Steelers fan in the chat, if you want to come through to Jets Media Day 2025, it is week 1. All right, that is going to be really exciting. It's Justin Fields against his former team, Aaron Rodgers versus his former team. If you guys want access to tickets, you guys can let me know. Jets Media, baby.
Is that Sunday 1 p.m.? Or
Sunday
is it prime time?
1 p.m.
Oh, I forgot. Jets ain't got no primetime game.
No, we do. We got our first primetime game is actually going to be a W this season. Yeah.
When is the primetime game?
You're gonna get
week 4.
Where's that?
Miami.
Thursday night?
Monday night.
Monday night. Oh, they put y'all on TV, Richie?
Of course. The New York Jets.
I thought y'all didn't have any. So how many? Is that the only primetime game?
No, we have another one against New England.
Is that like the last game of the season or something like that?
Nah. That's our only one, though. We don't have a home playoff game. I mean, a home primetime game, excuse me.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we got 6.
Yeah, guess what? The Jets had 6 last year. What did that prove?
That y'all didn't deserve it.
And you don't deserve it either.
Yeah, we do.
Nah, where's the evidence?
Yeah, you'll see.
Nah, man. But I did want to talk about that week 1 matchup because I think it's going to be pretty epic between the Jets and the Steelers just from the storyline perspective. And again, guys, my event is going to be for this game. So if you guys want to come through, last year we had Gary Vee on the show, which was crazy. If you guys want access to Jets Media Day 2025, Jets versus Steelers, I'll put the link right now in the live chat. It's going to be a lot of fun. Home opener. If you're a Jets fan, definitely really excited. How do you think this game's going to go? Because I'm going to say this about this game real quick. This is exactly when you want to verse the Steelers with Aaron Rodgers is the first game. Exactly. I'd rather verse the Steelers week 1 in Rodgers' debut than have them face the Steelers back at the end of the season when they catch their rhythm, catch their steam. I think the Jets can pull off the upset. For that reason, where there's going to be an adjustment period and the Jets can take advantage of it.
Oh, go ahead, Dion.
No, go ahead, TD. Go ahead.
I think it's going to be a blowout. I think Pittsburgh probably put up, 30. Jets put up like 10 points. Why? Because the Steelers know what to expect with Justin Fields.
The Jets know what to expect with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, but it's Aaron Rodgers. You can know what to expect, and he still will get you.
Yeah.
Justin Fields, though, oh, come on, man. They know exactly what to expect, what his strengths are, what his weaknesses are. This is going to be a bad start to the season for the Jets, man. Listen, Aaron Glenn, welcome to head coaching an NFL team. Listen, this game right here is going to signify he might need to just go back to the Lions. There ain't no saving the Jets. teams like Pittsburgh, great defense. When you got a quarterback who can't even throw the football very well, this is going to be lopsided. The Steelers going to run the ball, play defense. Rodgers going to snipe you here and there. And the Jets, man, y'all may play a little bit of defense, but y'all just ain't going to be able to get it done on the offensive side of the football.
Wow. Do you have anything to add? I mean, Troy, who do you got in that game week 1?
I mean, I would say this. Pittsburgh can't lose this game. Because what y'all are saying, like about this Aaron Rodgers maybe taking him to the next step, I mean, if that's going to happen, I am looking at this. There is a case that you could say the AFC maybe isn't as deep as the NFC in the sense of just getting a spot. No, hear me out, TD, because like you got your 4 division winners. We don't expect them to win division, right? Like that's probably going to be Baltimore.
What is going on, Jets Nation?
If they don't win the division, I'm looking at it though from wild card. Like who do they have to beat out? Chargers. Chargers will probably get in. That gives you 5, and then you go to Denver. Let's say Denver gets in. Then you're at what? You're at the Colts. You're at the Bengals, the Dolphins, the Jets. That's number 7. You get 7 teams in. Those are very beatable teams. So the Jets, I mean, shoot, this could be for a playoff spot, to be honest. But these are the kind of games that I feel like the Steelers always win, though. Like, you beat the teams that aren't great, and then you lose to the teams that you're like, oh, that was a pretty good team. So I would think they have to win this one. I would say I would expect it to be a little bit closer in the sense that the Jets rally. I think the Jets fall down, they rally. And they make it close. You know?
Yeah, we do. Like, we're going to win it, though.
Well, maybe. I mean, look, if they're not scoring points as possible. I remember the first game under Campbell. We didn't have a good team, but played San Fran, and San Fran scored a ton. So they jumped out. It was 38-10. We only lost by 8. I could see something similar, but the difference is I don't think the Steelers can put up 40 points. I don't think they can do that. Steelers run away with it. It'll be 24. So maybe this is like 24-17.
Now, Troy, I want to utilize your Lions brain.
Quarterback picks.
I want to utilize your Lions brain. Since you're a Detroit Lions guy and the Jets have new offensive coordinator, Tanner Engstrand, I want to get your thoughts of this about Tanner Engstrand. According to all the Jets beat reporters, they're saying that Garrett Wilson's utilization has been completely changed than what he's been with the Jets his first 3 years already, just in terms of usage, how he's being utilized, formations. Do you think the Jets are figuring out a way to get Garrett Wilson? Because what Tanner Engstrand's responsibility was with the Lions was the pass game coordinator. He would organize the play concepts, the passing concepts, and try to get everybody involved and create a role for each individual playmaker. That was his role. And then he gave it to Ben Johnson, and then Ben Johnson took that data and was the genius that he was. What type of role do you see Garrett Wilson having? Is there a different, because is it going to be an Amon-Ra type of style, or is he a different type of receiver? So what's your thoughts about that?
My thought would be the difference with St. Brown as a rookie, he was really quiet until like week 10, and then he averaged about 10 receptions a game. He just took off. But similarly, as a team, we didn't really have anywhere else to go. I think the difference is with Garrett Wilson already being proven, my assumption would be they're going to feed him like crazy. Like until they trust whoever else is out there, he's going to get the ball a ton. And I would say the Engstrand, it was in a much different spot at the time where it began, but he was here from before they even took over, the whole new regime took over. But like I go to Baltimore. There was a game we played Baltimore, I think week 3 the first year, and we just fed Swift the entire game. It was like, just give that guy the football. We didn't know where else to go with the ball at the time. St. Brown wasn't St. Brown at that time. We lost by 2 on that longest field goal of all time, but he got the ball every play, it felt like. I could see it being somewhat similar, where it's like we're just going to feed our best early, and we're just going to lean on them heavily. I think Engstrand's going to do that. I think he's going to lean really heavily until someone else comes along and proves it. I don't think there will be a lot of dancing around with who's getting the ball early.
Now, there's another connection I'm making, a specific player on the Jets offense that could be a potential version of a player on the Lions. And you know who I'm talking about?
I think you're going to go tight end here, and I think it's going to be crazy. Go ahead, though, Rich.
Oh, you think it's going to be crazy, huh? Yeah, that's right, tight end. I think that Jets rookie tight end Mason Taylor is going to be our version of a Sam Laporta. Both second-round picks. Sam Laporta was a dog early on. Mason Taylor is as pro-ready as a player I've ever seen the Jets draft. Like, in terms of his father, very good NFL player. He's got pro blood in his DNA. When you are a son of a successful football player, you are growing up seeing those tendencies. So he's just one of those guys I think is going to make an impact right away. And I'm not expecting him to take over the league like Brock Bowers did. But you look at Sam Laporta's numbers as a rookie, I could see Mason Taylor doing something similar.
Oh man. Well, it was gonna be hard because it was kind of historic. I think what he did as a rookie. I would say the best positive though is his hands were phenomenal in college, and I would think kind of like what we just pointed to. This could be a few week thing because when Laporta got dropped in, the offense was in a much different spot than like we're starting this thing again. But he already does have the number one already kind of there. My assumption would be if he rolls, maybe because usually tight ends, as we know, they're not that productive as rookies. Like typically those guys are quiet. They take a while to kind of take off. My assumption would be give him about midway through the season. If it's going to happen, give him about midway, and then it might cook, and then he's just on a heater. I wouldn't think from jump, though, that he'd be rolling. I wouldn't think.
Yeah, I think it'll be more in the back end of the season, if anything. Yeah. That's just – I think that's the guy is the ceiling. I'll tell you right now who Mason Taylor will be better than. Dalton Kincaid.
Oh.
TD, your thoughts about Jets rookie tight end who's getting a lot of rave reviews?
They ain't did nothing yet.
We're projecting.
Yeah, of course.
That's what this is. This is the dead period. This is all we can do now at this stage of this offseason.
Listen, man, this kid
predicting.
Listen, at the end of the day, he got to come out there and prove something. I think he can have a productive year for the Jets, though. I think your coaching staff, they're going to make sure that they utilize the position because what you want from a quarterback who can barely throw the ball well, is a big target over the middle, make it easy. So look for the tight end to be in action quite a bit. Look for him to have a solid season. Now, talking about, he's not going to be a 1,000-yard guy. He's not going to be an 800-yard guy, but I could see a nice little 680 season, which is very good, for a rookie tight end. And as long as he's doing his job in the trenches and blocking, that's all that matters. Will he be able to?
You remember his father, TD?
Yeah. Jason Taylor, Hall of Famer. Come on, man. Listen, that's what we need.
I don't know if you watched the
Taylor
Dolphins back then.
Yeah, I watched the Dolphins back then. I was a little boy. That's Marino.
Well, my point is, though, the reason why I have this confidence in him is because of who his dad is. Now, they play different positions, different side of the ball. But I feel like when you're a son, especially of a legend like him, don't you feel like and that's what he's known as. Like, he's coming in, people are saying this is the most pro-ready guy we've drafted in a long time for that reason. Do you think that actually has an impact, TD, as a father? And
Not at all.
Not at all.
Look at Bronny James.
Well, that's a different, not obviously every single one.
Yeah,
but Bronny James is also going to be a dog. Keep it in football, though,
Yeah, he's gonna be good though. I just don't know if he's gonna get to that next level and be a Hall of Fame tight end in this league. Remember, his daddy played the aggression role to get at the quarterback role. This is more so go get the football, relying on a lot of things. Got to rely on blocking to get open. Got to rely, and you have to be a good blocker yourself. It's just a matter of the offense you're in. Are they going to placate to feature the tight end or not? You got Garrett Wilson on the outside. Outside of that, y'all don't have anything, so they need to incorporate him. They need to get him going and make him a real threat, just like Travis Kelce. But whenever you say things like "Can he be like his dad?" that's like saying "Can he be Travis Kelce?"
No, I don't mean can he be like his dad, but all I'm saying is it's a different. It's all up here. Like there's a more he's ready. Him in particular, Bronny James is another story, but it just feels like his energy is just aligned with that. But we shall see, of course. Some rookies have learning curve. I just feel like he's going to be put in a role as a rookie, as a starter, and the Jets won't look back. I just feel like he's NFL ready to go, where some players are not. Now, moving... Yeah, go ahead.
You know what that reminded me of, though? Because, like I said, we kind of just leaned on the dudes we knew. So it was Swift year one. Hockenson also cooked year one, too. Like, his numbers-wise per game, he was outstanding. And
that's why I'm saying this, too, Troy, because the Lions love tight ends.
Yeah, well, and to that point, I'm thinking about how Justin Fields will play to even what TD's saying. Like, how can we just make this thing simple for him? I think that'll be Glenn's plan: run the ball, keep it simple as much as possible, especially early. We did a lot of easy things with a guy like Hockenson. We almost treated him like a receiver because we'll see how fast they gain that trust. But we ran routes like you would think as a receiver. We put in the slot. We did a lot of quick RPO looks with him, and Goff can't run. But we just did that as either hand it off or go right over the middle of the field. And we just put that linebacker.
There'll be a lot of RPOs with Fields.
I think you have to lean into that with him. I remember when we would play Justin Fields
because I'm curious about the scheme Like the actual X and O's, like what you're breaking down, the route concepts, the formations. That's what I'm really interested about because we're coming from the Lions. So educate me.
So I would think, because I always thought
Jets
the issue when we
perspective.
played Fields was like the field always, well, that's weird. Field always felt like it was cut in half every time we played Justin Fields. Chicago would roll everything one way. You only had to play half the field. We would play combination coverages. So one side we play one thing, one side we play the other. That's the only team I saw us do that against, where each side of the field would just play different coverage because they only play half the field. That could be a strategy, but my assumption would be they're going to want to try to open the middle of the field for Fields. They're going to have to find a way to open that up because I don't think they open that up at all with Chicago. And I think an easy way to do that with a runner is you have to put the backers in the action. So it's hand it off, take off, or just give a little dump off over the middle of the field to a guy like Mason Taylor that you put a high investment in. That would be the spot that I would try to feed him. So I think they're going to get a lot of, like you said, Garrett Wilson. They're just going to roll with him. But I would think a lot of over routes, a lot of cross. We did a lot of that with Hockenson, where they were 5-yard passes. We just let him run after the catch and put him in the slot, just running out routes. Like it was not overly complex, but it was an easy way to get him the ball, especially as our offensive line was struggling at that time.
Wow. Yeah, that's really was the reason why I asked that question from a schematic standpoint, the utilization of Garrett Wilson. That's why I brought up Mason Taylor. You know, it's just how you look at it. When you bring in a brand new coaching staff like the Jets have, I'm just really intrigued about the schematic change. And the cool thing about this, I'll say about Tanner Engstrand, is he's building a playbook from scratch, which is exciting, so he can put his twist on it, and it's all around Justin Fields. So he's going to try his best to simplify it, hide his weaknesses, and take advantage of his strengths. And we'll see. But that's all I got about the Jets and the Lions connection. Now let's talk about some Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Okay, what's the latest about this Jalen Ramsey situation? Why is he still a Dolphin? Is he ever going to get traded? Like, I felt like that's a trade that should have happened May. Why has he not been traded?
It's a nasty situation because of the contract. It's a big contract. So the Dolphins, they're trying to trade him, but every team that would want Jalen Ramsey, they're going to say, hey, Miami, we need you to pay some of this. We need you to pay some of this salary. And Miami's trying to hold on for dear life because, yeah, they probably are conceding to pay some, but not what other teams probably want them to pay. Okay, so Miami's in a tough situation right now because you're not going to cut them. That's like a slap in the face. You just, read up the money a year ago, so you just gave them free money. You don't want to trade them and pay all the salary. That's just like cutting them. But even though you get a draft pick, it's just a bad look. Miami put themselves in a bad situation. Ramsey and McDaniels' relationship is no good. But I'm going to be honest, there's a world where they end up stuck with Ramsey. There's a world because you can't. It's embarrassing if you let him go and pay all his salary just to be on another team. That's straight mismanagement in the front office. That's like whoever, like, take a player on your team, one of your best players,
Justin Fields,
and tell him, you know what, we're gonna extend your guarantees to 2026. Then they play 2025, and then all of a sudden, all right, man, I want out of here. Okay, and everybody in the trade market saying, no, we don't want him unless you're gonna pay the full salary. Isn't that just bad? That's just bad for your organization. So that's kind of what's going on. They're trying to work out the details of how much is going to be paid by each party, what the compensation looks like. And, Miami nickel and diamond. Well, if we pay more, can we get a better pick? So it's a mess. I did a stream yesterday saying there's a world where Ramsey might have to stay with Miami. But how does that go with this quote unquote new culture? When everybody's insinuating that he's part of the problem with the culture in the locker room. So we're just in a nasty spot when it comes to Ramsey.
Yeah.
Should have been done. If it was all good, it should have been done. They had months where they knew.
I know, and that's why I just feel like that's a giant reason why I have that feeling of the Miami Dolphins. I think of the only organization in the league right now where you can say this. There's a ticking time bomb on their team. Like, just a matter of time when it blows up. Because they're so afraid to break it up. They're holding on to something that they feel like they invested so much into, this owner, Ross. He invested so much into Greer, so much into this coaching staff, so much into this quarterback, so much into this roster, and he is terrified to admit that he's wrong and it's time to blow it up. So this is the last stretch. This is it.
What's happening is, I believe McDaniel and Greer, coach and GM, has been given they took the credit card from them. We only got like 2 players like with guaranteed money next year on the entire roster. We only got like 2 players, like Tua and Waddle, like real money, okay? And I think they took the credit card away. That's why they said, Jonnu, okay, you can seek a trade. But before they even told Jonnu he could seek a trade, they were putting it out there that they would trade him. And now that, they haven't been able to find a partner, they told his agent he can seek a trade, even though they want to get a deal done. But what he's worth now after coming off of a Pro Bowl season, the Dolphins don't want to get into long-term money with anybody because it might be a new coach and might be a new GM. So why would you give long-term contracts when this is the team they built? They got to live with it. You either win with it or lose with it, but either way, it's going to determine whether you're here next year or not. So it's nothing they can do. We're in that tough situation. Like all the fans say, hey, man, just give Zeeler his money, give Jonnu his money, figure out a way to keep Ramsey. All that's good, but you're going to give people money, and if it fails, now your next GM is stuck with those situations. No, you've already gotten everything you needed, and it blew up in your face. This is your last chance. And we're not giving you anything additional.
Joseph Dion, your thoughts of this drama. And my main question, really, not even the thoughts of your drama, of the drama. That's not your drama. It's his. Yeah. Right? Sorry, I don't want to throw that at you there. But do you think the Ramsey situation, the Jonnu situation, is going to carry over into the season and have a negative effect on their overall success of trying to stay focused, stay locked in? Is this a situation that can bleed into the year? I mean, the Hassan Reddick situation for the Jets, it's a different team, different situation, but that bled into the season not in a great way, and it was definitely a distraction that made the whole season more of a mess, and then we fired everybody. Could that situation deter the season?
I want to ask a question to TD. TD, do you think that there's teams that would be willing to trade for Jalen? It's just not the right asking price right now, or do you think there's nobody that would be willing to even?
No, they've been having conversations with teams. So yeah, there's like 4 or 5 teams that are willing.
Because it looks like a team could financially afford it. They're just locked in for a few years there.
Well, the guarantees, and that's
crazy.
Yeah. So, but they don't want that contract. That's the problem. Affording it. Yeah, affording it is one thing, but I don't want it. He's getting older.
Yeah.
On top of it, there's a reason Miami's relationship is no longer good. So teams have to think about that as well. Could it be an issue for us too? So they don't want to go all in and say, all right, here's a 4th round pick and I'll take his whole contract. Who's going to do that?
Yeah. No, I agree. That's why I was asking, because I would think about it as, if it's a distraction, you got the wrong head coach, man. Like y'all need to move.
The
like
Jets
either trade the guy or roll with him. Like that's
the
what
Jets did.
Yeah. So
that's a whack contract.
But here's the deal: They've been selling. We got a new culture now. Players coming out. Well, it's totally different. I feel the difference in the locker room. The negative people aren't in here, and you already alienated yourself from the team now when you really think about it. Everybody's insinuating you're the negative Nancy. You and Javon Holland were the negative Nancys in the locker room. Well, and I don't know that to be a fact, but that's what everybody's insinuating, because it's hard to work. A lot of reports that it's hard for people to work with Ramsey in the building. So with that being said, and you got all your teammates saying, oh, it's definitely different. Now guys are holding each other accountable. There's no negativity and bad aura in the locker room anymore. What do you think they're talking about?
So if the Dolphins didn't, because I don't know what the expectations are for Miami. I don't know what they are. Maybe not great, but if they didn't have Jalen, let's just assume he's now in the depth chart. Can they survive without Jalen?
Absolutely not. We got Cam Smith and these guys.
Y'all need to fire some people.
The GM talking about, we can't hold their hands anymore. They're going to be thrown in the fire. These guys, listen, these are guys that's been passed up by multiple DCs in Miami.
But you do have the best cornerback in football on your team. It's not Jalen Ramsey.
Oh, come on.
He's
Safety
Burns.
anyway.
Already Burns.
Okay. Here we go.
Hey, look at the grades, TD.
Hey, you know what? Hey, he's in the secondary. Maybe that can help. But overall, that secondary is toast.
All right, well, because I would think like then.
But you're cooked for the season with that secondary, too. And your front line is not even that great.
We got the pass rush. We're going to get there.
You got the pass rush. Who you got? An injured Jalen Phillips, an injured Bradley Chubb. Okay, Chop Robinson's nice. Right. Congrats. You just drafted a new rookie.
Dealer.
That's it.
Yeah. Our first round pick?
Yeah. What is your first round pick? Going to be Aaron Donald this season?
Might be.
He's going to be.
Might be.
I mean, no, he's not going to be Aaron Donald. Newsflash. He's going to be good. I mean, he's not going to be a bust, but
you don't know
he's not going to be like a Pro Bowl All-Pro.
But we got a good D-line, though, Richie, regardless. It is a good D-line.
I would say good, not great. And you need a great to overcome that crappy secondary. That's the point.
Yeah, so we just it's a man, and I agree with you, Dion. They need to clean house, but the owner's going to give them every opportunity. You know what? This your bed, lay in it. It's the last year, and all the guarantees are done. We can do a clean sweep if you don't do anything successful this year. All y'all are out of here, and all those contracts are out of here.
Well, Tyreek, that's what's going to happen, by the way.
But if they win, it's a different story.
How did your GM and head coach come together? He was already there, right? And then
remember the Flores situation? The GM been there. Then we had Brian Flores, but then all that GM drama because he didn't want to tamper with Brady and all of that, which we lost the first round draft pick. Right. And he also didn't want to tank, so we lost out on Burrow. So they end up moving on from him, and they went and got McDaniel because he was nicer, because Flores was giving two of the business, telling them, I didn't want you. I wish I had the other guy.
It just feels like, TD, like y'all, they can't be on the same page. There's no way. Like, because if this is a distraction, like, it should be very clear, I would think. Like, all right, we're not moving the guy. He's going to be here, because otherwise, like, I would feel comfortable. Like, let's just move him and let these young dudes that we've drafted play.
How do you move them, though? Do you just
take anything?
25 million? Huh?
if teams are interested, whatever it takes, take him. Yeah, we'll eat some money. We're gonna move him.
That's tough, man. Especially when you're dealing with a cap situation.
I hear you, but I would think from the Dolphins, like, okay.
No, I'm here.
Is he all right?
I don't know what's going on with
but I mean, y'all got the front, man. Like, just lean on the front, let the young dudes play, because it's like otherwise, I don't know what path y'all are going towards. Like, I would think from the top down, I'm looking at this like, wait a minute, they don't trust any of these other dudes to move off this guy, to just let these guys step in. If they don't trust anybody that they've been investing in the back end, why are we going forward with this as the head coach and GM? Like, what are we doing?
That's what I'm saying, dude. It's a ticking time bomb.
That is true. For that reason. But they're gonna let this last year play out with those guys,
which is a mistake.
If they can come to.
Okay, that's the reality, TD. But it's a mistake. They shouldn't be doing that.
I'm not disputing that. You are correct.
Which is why the Dolphins are going.
But they're gonna get this year to ultimately show officially it's a mistake. They're gonna get the year.
All right, TD. So I'll ask you this really short-winded answer: will the Miami Dolphins have a successful season? Successful means they're not blowing up the team. That means next year, everybody's back. That's the definition of a successful team. Maybe not everyone, but Tua's back next year. The coaching staff's back next year, because that means they had a successful enough season that would warrant running it back again.
I can't say everybody's going to be back next year. I just know we're going to be better than the Jets.
See, that's your default answer because you know I'm right, and that's your way to make you pacify the situation, make you feel a little bit better about yourself.
I don't know. Maybe we win 13 games.
Every time you bring up the Jets, I know I'm right.
Maybe we win 13 games and go to the Super Bowl.
Whenever he brings up the Jets, I'm like, okay.
Maybe we win one game, but we're going to be better than the Jets.
Just like your camera.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. And I don't even want to fix it because it's going to take me out.
Oh, man. Okay. We're going to put up your Cash App. Fund TD Finstock to purchase.
Listen, I ain't shamed. Richie, $ TD Finstock. Drop the Cash App.
We need to get TD a new laptop, man. If you guys want to help out, TD needs a new laptop.
Oh, man.
Hey, Glenn is putting up the money. This is going right towards that new laptop, right when I say that. You want to read this one, Troy? A Glenn super chat? It's an honor to read a super chat from him.
Yeah, this right. Get to year next. Guaranteed benefit. real. They could have the rest of the content. All right, Didi, you read it. Didi, you read it.
You got it.
They cannot rest the content. They don't have Jane. Second, it's round sign. Maybe McDaniels. I'm confused on the comment. He's saying they don't have enough money to sign their second rounder. Maybe McDaniels and Greer have been guaranteed next year to get this right. They cannot rest the content. They don't have enough money to cover his salary.
Nice.
Shout out to Glenn with the 10-piece, man. I appreciate you with the 10-piece. Richie, bro, break this one down, man. Break this one down.
You got it, bro. Glenn, thank you for the $10 super chat. We really do appreciate it. Cannot thank you enough. So cannot thank you enough, seriously, Glenn, all seriousness. No, super chats go a long way, especially in this offseason for us here at Roundtable Sports. Now, TD is rebooting.
What do you think that means, though?
We got to get TD back in.
I'm trying to understand what he's...
Let's let TD figure it out since it's a Dolphins-related thing. This is Glenn's super chat, TD.
He said they cannot rest the content. They don't Jane enough. They don't have enough money. Well, I think he's saying they can't take on the contract. They don't have enough money to cover his salary, get the second round signed. Maybe McDaniel and Greer have been guaranteed next year to get this right. I hope that ain't the case. I hope that's not the case where they've been guaranteed anything. But yeah, I didn't know they didn't have enough money to sign a second round pick. I got to go check that out. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a disaster.
Troy, I got a question for you. Early predictions, AFC East standings 1 through 4.
All right.
Here we go, man.
Put you on the spot.
You're a hater, Richard.
How's that a hater? I'm asking him a question.
Offense still putting up 30 a game this year,
So, Troy, I want you to answer this. First of all, take some breaths because I know you're.
Yeah, I'm not even laughing at Glenn. It's just hilarious. My bad, Glenn.
No, I'm not. No, it is hilarious. It is. So, all jokes aside, if you got this right, all you're doing is predicting who comes in first, second, third, fourth. You win $1 million.
Ooh.
So you can't hate. You can't be. It's just 2 years in a row. It's been the same. 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row. It's been the same. Bills 1, Dolphins 2, Jets 3rd, Patriots 4th. And the reason why I bring that up is because everyone just pretends the Jets were in last the last 2 years. They're just like assuming the Patriots were not in the basement. All of a sudden, I'm just saying. All of a sudden, we act like the Jets are the basement dwellers when the Patriots are the ones back-to-back seasons in the basement. Just bringing that up, clear some air. So Troy, if you gotta think about it, go ahead. But floor is yours.
Yeah. No, look. Okay, the weird one for me is New England because I want to love them. You know what I mean? I want to love what they're doing with Drake, but every time I watch Colby do a TikTok short or something, I get concerned, man. He's talking about none of our receivers. Like, it's always like, oh, Jalen Polk, don't know if he's going to make the team. Like, y'all just drafted this. They concern me with every draft pick, Richie. I don't believe in any of their young guys when they get there. That said, though, I do want to believe in the Patriots. I'm going to go Bills 1 because I want that $1 million. Oh, man. I think I'd put New England 2.
Wow.
You got Bills 1 in New England 2?
I think I put New England 2. I'm not super confident on that one. Only reason I put them 2, TD, is because I don't think they're going to be great because I think
what about Drake May, though? Drake May is why? Like, do you think Drake May is good enough that he's going to take that step? Like, I'm curious.
I don't know.
That means Drake May is great, no?
No, because I don't know.
Who does he have around him?
Well, I would say this, Richie. I would just compare it to the rest of the division. No disrespect. It's just like.
So how many wins you got New England getting? Not making the playoffs, but still second place, and no one makes the playoffs besides the Bills?
7 or 8. Like I don't think it's great.
Wow.
But I think there's at least stability because the guys that he brought in, he's already familiar with. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's long term either, but it could give them a spark. Beyond that, I'm gonna go Jets Dolphins. I think Dolphins are gonna fire their head coach mid-season. That'd be my guess. I think they're gonna move off.
Go.
But that's a good thing. That's not hate. I just think they need to go a different route.
So you have us last?
Yeah, I mean, if they're gonna fire their head coach, they're probably gonna be last. But maybe it's close, Maybe y'all, But I would.
We're winning the division.
And you're gonna fire your head coach. That's great.
No, I mean they might survive, but let's just be honest though. The Jets are the worst team in the division.
Well, actually,
But
an
the
NFL
quarterback
analyst.
can't even throw the ball, man.
How come an NFL writer just wrote an article, the 7 most improved teams in the NFL, and the Jets were one of them.
You were coming from far from the bottom.
Oh.
That still might not be saying nothing.
But I got stuff to trust with the Jets, though, TD. Like I can at least make the case, right, that they're above average on both fronts.
What?
I can make that
trust?
case. I could say
The
that.
roster.
They got a quarterback that can't throw the football.
No, I know, TD, but
And I think that narrative is also wrong.
It ain't wrong. You
Yeah,
want
it
him
is.
to be able to. Listen, he probably ranked 26th in the league in throwing the football. Probably worse than that.
He's better than you at throwing the football.
Hey, Richie, don't get mossed again, Richie.
TD, I need to know.
You never mossed me.
I mossed you, Richie, in Miami. I mossed you, Richie.
There's not one catch you had on me. I locked that.
I had a
up, you
bad
know?
quarterback, Richie.
Still got clamped. Well, I got.
Man, Richie,
I caught her over.
I
We gotta have a.
routed
We gotta have a. We gotta have a
routed him
roundtable
up.
flag
I
football
routed him
tournament.
up, Dion. I just had a bad quarterback.
We need to. We need to do a roundtable flag football tournament. Next summer, we should figure that out.
Let's do it.
You down?
Bass can
Troy?
supply the cleats, man. He makes cleats. Yeah, no, I'm definitely down.
Oh,
Yeah,
Bass can.
he does the
wait,
designs, yeah. You never seen those?
roundtable cleats?
Yeah.
We gotta get in the cleat game, bro.
Hey,
I know.
All right, I'm hitting up Bass right now because I actually want to make that a line. Roundtablesports.shop. Customize your roundtable cleats.
it'd be tough.
Wow. All right. Well, that's gonna wrap up this show. Thank you guys so much for all the love and the support. We appreciate you guys big time. Someone in the chat says that I blocked him on my channel. I did not. Where did he? If you ever get blocked on my channel, it's definitely not me. I've never blocked anybody. It's probably a mod of mine. But I apologize. You should not be blocked. And I always tell my mods, don't. And we welcome the division rivals. We welcome the trash talk. We welcome the banter. That's what Roundtable Sports is all about. That's what Roundtable Sports is all about. Right? So, Troy, anything you want to say to the people?
No, man. Not really. Like, to be
all
honest.
right, then.
but-
Why'd I call on you?
I saw the quarterback rankings. I think y'all had golf at 9.
Respect.
A little high.
I can rock with that. Yeah, 2-18 was a little high too, but I can rock with that. I'm not mad at that.
Hey, listen, y'all stay tuned for the next event when we go to Buffalo too. I'm gonna route Richie up on camera.
Oh,
we gonna make this official.
You're gonna be training from
him
now.
lying to y'all, making it seem like he clamped me down. Richie, man, I was routing Richie up so fast, y'all, and my quarterback kept throwing the ball out of bounds.
You're
Richie,
like
know
a
what
quarterback,
time it
You're a
is.
Call him out,
liar,
T.
man. What? Well, there's literally film on this for evidence. You're just
Richie, man, yeah, man, he throwing
Hold
at
up.
cars and stuff, man. I ain't trying to hurt
You
myself.
Pull up the evidence. I need
you
to
didn't know
man.
you didn't know route me up though. That's a lie.
I'll route
The
you
bad throw, yeah, that was true. You know, I'll give you that. But
Thank
the route
you.
up, then
Thank
that
you. Come on, Richie.
yeah,
gotta
I
check the
speak the
film.
truth. I don't lie. You know, I didn't say one lie.
Listen, Richie thought he was sauce. He was gravy. I gave
That tells
Richie
me that
this.
sauce is a dog.
No, well, yeah, I gave him props to make my point.
I love it. All right, folks, we're out. We love you guys. Salute. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
We are out.